It is. Mm-hmm. Hey, boys and girls. Next lesson, Unit 8, Week 1, Lesson 14, integrating information from two texts to speak knowledgeably about a topic. We've done a lot of things with using our two texts, and we finally come to the point, or we have come to the point in the text where we are comparing both of the short reads. And we know that usually later on in the weeks when we have been working through our benchmark close reads that we're always comparing two things. And we love to collaborate. And unfortunately, I am in home without any of my 5th grade students or any of my 5th grade teachers or coworkers. So I thought it would be fun to collaborate with Ollie Bear. But I also have Caitlin Maria here with me. She's hiding under a pillow. So I thought that would be kind of fun to have some fun with my dog. And you guys, oh, there's another one under here growling. Apparently I'm in a collaboration with 2 dogs and my daughter. So we're trying not to make this too distracting. So, lesson at hand. So you're going to need your close reading text, so you can either use your hard copy or, oh my gosh, stop her from growling, or you can use the online text. So you can use either. And you want to hear something cool is earlier today, one of my students, you know, I mean, it can get a little redundant with annotating in your text and then converting your information onto the chart or graph or doc. For example, identifying key details and finding the main idea. You might have annotated it in your text, and then I'm asking you to then put it onto the chart. I had a student that she didn't want to do all that extra work. So, can we not? Here, she's not collaborating very well, okay? She's being a bad collaborator. All right, so what you're going to do is you could take a picture of your book and send it to me. I had a parent and a student work that out, and I'm like, okay, I'll accept that. We have to remember that we're going to have to find some loopholes. Yes, I said loopholes, or find some ways to get around some of these bumps in the road, and we'll figure them out. And I will be flexible with you if you will be flexible with me. So I'm here for you. So, integrating information from 2 texts to speak knowledgeably about a topic. So what we have is we have the water famine and we have the water-wise landscaper. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the effects of drought. And we're going to use those 2 texts to gain information on how drought affects people and how drought affects the land. So I'm going to go ahead and present screen. Okay, and I'm going to share it. We are getting used to this. So up here we have my document that I will share. Every one of you will get a copy of this, but here is the document, and then I want to show it to you in the presentation as well. So it is lesson 14. Don't we love the real world? Lesson 14. So this is what it looks like. So we're going to be able to integrate information from 2 texts, take an active role in, and follow rules for discussions. My dogs are not following the rules for discussion, and to contribute to discussions by asking and responding to questions. So it's just as hard because we're not face-to-face. So we're going to do the best we can to work around applying these standards and doing some practice with them. And we see here that these are 2 reading standards, 5.7 and 5.9. So it is important to do this. And you guys do this anyways, you know. All right, so Tessa, what do you think? How does a drought affect people? What are the effects of drought on people, Tessa? Do you have any idea? We read the water famine and I was looking for information that how drought affected people. What do you think? How would a drought affect you? A drought is when there's not a lot of water. So, Tessa, I'm just curious. Would you get really thirsty? Would you want some water? Do you want some water? She would get really, really thirsty. So that's how it would affect land or people. Ugh. So, let's see. People would get really thirsty. And I do believe in the Water Wise Landscaper, in paragraph 1, people seemed sickly. And that, again, that was in paragraph 1. So notice I paraphrased and quoted in the same sentence, and I am notating where I got my information. Oh, gosh, remember that? Hey, Tessa, do you remember that part in the Water Wise Landscaper? Or not the water famine. You remember the water famine? We love that story. Where the people's throats were dry and parched. Do you remember that? What are you looking at? Okay, yeah. So her throat feels that way. So that is a quote that I'm going to use. Their throats, I'm getting it from a book. I'm looking at my text over here. Their throats were dry and parched. You know what I'm going to try? Check this out. Can we do this? Can we go to our text, okay, and go to that part? It's in paragraph 2. And I wonder if I can copy and paste this. Can I? No, it's not letting me. Darn it. I was kind of hoping we could find a way to make this quicker. Unfortunately, we're not. As brush in high summer. End quote. Paragraph 2. Okay, so that is information from the water famine that shows the effects of drought on people, okay? And then I would look at the Water Wise Landscaper and find information on how the Water Wise Landscaper gives information on how drought affects people. So, and there are actually 2 from paragraph, well, I don't know if it's 2, it's 1. It's paragraph 4, which is, we know how the paragraphs are in the interview. And then we're going to look at both texts to figure out how the water famine gives information that shows the effects of drought on land, and how the Water Wise Landscaper shows the effects of drought on land as well. So I'm going to ask you, okay, let me go back to my meeting and stop presenting. I'm going to ask you to pause the video. And I really want you to collaborate with your classmates. I really do. I know there's a way to do it. I know you guys do this anyways. And this is an opportunity to use Google Hangouts with your peers. And because all classes are doing the same thing, you can even collaborate with kids from other classes to get your information to help you fill out these charts. Yes, you each have to fill out your own chart. Otherwise, how would we know? I know that's crazy. And in the class, you guys would collaborate on the same chart. But because we are not in class, I am going to ask that you all have your own chart filled out so that we can see that you did the work. I know we have siblings. We have 3 sets of twins in 5th grade. So you can work with your brother or sister. Or maybe you don't want to, and you can find friends all around 5th grade. Kind of like, or maybe you want to collaborate with your dog. I don't think that'll work though, because they don't really talk. We just talk for them. But, and I want you guys to work on this chart together. I want collaboration. It's easy. You go to your Google Hangouts, right? And see, I'm in a Google Hangout right now with the BITS faculty, but I don't want to talk to them. I want to talk. Here's Miss Choquette's 5th grade. Or I could pick, here's one from Maddie. And if you talk with each other and determine who you want to collaborate with, click on this little video icon and it will send them a video call, and you can even chat person to person as you fill out your charts. You can present screens with each other. We've worked on that. Experiment with that. Or if you both have cell phones that you can video chat with or iPads and do FaceTime. Get creative and collaborate. So do that now. And we're back. So I'm going to model how I would fill out my document, just so you guys can see the document as well. So I'm sharing my screen again and going back into the document, and I'm going to finish filling out all the information that I collaborated with my dog, which now she's asleep. So maybe the other one will want to collaborate. He's chewing on a bone right now. Let's see. Ollie, come here. We like Ollie. So Ollie, did we collaborate and talk about water? You're not a big drinker. You know, you don't like to drink a lot of water. So what do you think, Ollie? You think so? Do you want to collaborate? Yes? Yes? He's like, don't make me do work. Okay. So we did talk. We talked earlier, and we're going to share the information here. Okay. He stepped on the keypad and messed up my work. Bad boy. All right. So here we go. So in WaterWise Landscaper, an example from the text that showed how it affected people was that they have to dig deep to find water, all right? Or pipe water in from lakes and reservoirs, okay? And this was in paragraph 4. So, yeah, that's an effect on people. People can't, it's just, they don't have easy access to water. So when there's drought, people have to get very creative to find their water sources. And that can make life difficult. So, all right. And then now the effects of a drought on land. Some examples from the water famine I found in paragraph 2 that says there wasn't enough water to grow crops. There wasn't. And I paraphrased that. I did not put it in quotation marks, but that information did come from paragraph 2. Even if it's not a direct quote, you still have to give credit to the author. You did not come up with that information on your own. You pulled it from the text, and that's good. That's what you're supposed to do. All right. From the WaterWise Landscaper, how a drought affects land, the information I'm pulling from this text would be less snowfall in the winter, so less water in lakes and reservoirs. And that came from paragraph 6. So, and I think we looked at that paragraph with our domain-specific vocabulary. And then let me leave more space. Unable, there's another one. Unable to grow grassy lawns. We definitely saw that because they need tons of water. Okay, and that was in paragraph 6. So those are some information that you can gather on how it affects people and how it affects land. And then your challenge, you know I like challenges. So your challenge activity is to create 2 paragraphs, okay, that use the information you got from the 2 texts, okay, to explain the effects of drought. So now that you've figured out all your information, we're going to just put it in 2 paragraphs. And this is great. We got to gain these writing skills. You guys know this. So your first, okay, the first paragraph will be about the effects of drought on people. And the second paragraph will be about the effects of drought on the land. Let me fix this because look, I spelled people wrong. P-E-O-P-L-E. I should be spelling right. Okay, so so just to give you an example of how I would write that, I've dropped down a couple of spaces. I'm going to tab it. I'm going to say drought affects people in many ways. Ooh, it's doing this. Maybe I should be using the other effects. Okay. Most of them cause people to struggle. In the story, The Water Famine, people got really thirsty. It states that people seemed sickly. Let me make that lowercase, sickly. And that their throats were dry and parched as brush in high summer. And I want to make sure I put the paragraph I pulled that quote from. We're here and here. Okay. The water wise landscaper also gives examples of how droughts affect people. It states, who said it in paragraph 4? Who is the one that said it? I want to quote the person that was in the interview. So in paragraph 4, her name is Michelle. So we can actually use her actual name. States that people have, let me quote it, have to dig deep to find water. Or pipe water in from lakes and reservoirs. And I found that from paragraph 4. So you're just going to use the information that you and your friend put in a chart and create a paragraph with it. And then you would drop down to the next one and kind of do it the same way and include the information you got from the text to explain your thoughts. Give it a try. Have fun with it, and try to use it as a learning opportunity. I am going to now you can replay this or watch it back to be able to get the information. The document that will be shared with you will only have this square filled out. Okay, this square, and this square will be blank. If you would like to add information or change information in this square, feel free, but collaborate. Right, Tessa? Right, Tessa? She's moved way over there and she's ignoring me. She's not collaborating well. She needs to be active in the conversation. So let me go back to the meeting and stop presenting. Again, if you guys are doing this activity and you're finding any questions, please ask. Again, you have lots of teachers here that can help you. Okay, and we want to help you. So, again, as usual, I miss you guys.